Hello, Daily Drafters. Today is Tuesday, December 21st, and thanks for joining me for today's Daily Draft. We've got another Innistrad Crimson Vow draft today to follow up yesterday's bit of a disappointment, but here we are. Definitely going to work to make these go a little smoother for us, obviously. We missed on the rare. It's a land. So here I think we're looking at Flame Blessed Bolt, we're looking at Brine Comber, and we're looking at Fellstinger. So early on in the format, I think I would have taken Fellstinger as the best card in this pack. And honestly, it might still be the best card in this pack, but I'm going to do something today that is advisable when you're comfortable enough with the format and know what your preferences are, and it's called Draft with Preferences, and I prefer the blue-white deck. I could see any of these three cards being defensible here, but I really like the blue-white deck, and Brine Comber is a really good piece inside of that blue-white deck. I usually don't like starting with blue-white or with gold cards in pack one, pick one if I can help it, but again, I'm going to draft with preferences here because I think I perform better with blue-white, and I prefer blue-white a little bit. Instantly punished because there's Bolt, Abrade, and Bleed Dry in the next pack. These are probably the three best commons, or very close to. So there's Hamlet Vanguard, but I only really want to pick that up if I'm already going down a green-white path. There is Screaming Swarm, which is fine in this kind of deck, but not outstanding. I think I'm just going to take Bleed Dry here and regret passing up on the Fellstinger. But I don't think we're going to be able to get into red into pack 2 at all with passing these really good red cards. So let's take Bleed Dry and see what comes. So in the blue-white deck, there's basically no good pieces. There's Chill of the Grave, but that's not really something blue-white wants to be doing that much. Advent Wheel is fine. Cobbled Lancer is underperformed for me. There's another Wretched Throng. We've already seen maybe at least one, possibly two of these going around. We could think about taking our first one here. There's also an Edgar's Awakening to go with our Bleed Dry. I think Edgar's Awakening is high enough ceiling over Wretched Throng that I'm willing to take the Awakening here. Alright, and in pack 4, we've got Lunar Rejection and Scattered Thoughts. And maybe Grisly Ritual as the best cards in this pack. I think I'm going to take... It's definitely going to be one of these here. I think I'm going to take Lunar Rejection. This isn't uncommon. There's a chance we can get a Scattered Thoughts throughout this draft, but Lunar Rejection is probably going to be one that we aren't going to see another copy of. Maybe one others. So we'll go ahead and take Lunar Rejection here. Another Wretched Throng. There's a Bloodcrazed Socialite. Heron Blessed Geist goes well in this blue-white kind of deck. I wonder if these Wretched Throngs are going to make their way back around is the thing. If we can get like 4 of them. I mean, there's already been at least 3 so far. And there might have been one in every single pack. I'm not even sure. So I think we could probably get a copy of Heron Blessed Geist if we wanted. I'm going to take the Throng in the hopes that at least 1 or 2 of these come back around here. So we've got Fleeting Spirit, Cradle of Safety, Shield Basher, and Diver Scob here. I guess Fear of Death to a lesser extent. We could be looking at Blue-Black Exploit here with Awakening, Bleed Dry, Throng, Lunar Rejection. And I think Diver Scob is the highest upside in this pack. I wouldn't mind a Cradle of Safety for the blue-white deck. But I think Diver Scob goes really well in a blue-black shell if we can get there. Don't like Graph Reaver. Not a big fan of these cards in either of the decks we're looking to go to. So I'll take Nurturing Presence to hedge towards blue-white. Okay, so there's the Scattered Thoughts. There is a Blood Fountain for black-blue, which is good. And that's about it. Undying Malice is pretty good in an Exploit deck as well. I'm going to take Blood Fountain over Scattered Thoughts. I think this card is better in black-blue than this is in blue-white or even black-blue. So I think I'm going to take the first copy of Blood Fountain here. And we're on the wheel. And I think it's just going to be Wash Away, but I don't know if this is a card I'm willing to play in either deck, so I'll just put it straight into the sideboard here. Let's see if these Throngs start coming around. Nope, not here. So we'll take the colorless card. Not this one either. I think we're more likely to be blue. There's another Nurturing Presence or Wash Away, so I'll take a second Presence, but I don't know about it. Don't want to play Mind Leech School in that as well. So going into pack 2, we're looking to be somewhere like blue-red or blue-black or blue-white, but neither seemed particularly open. And unfortunately here, it's going to become even harder with Ill-Tempered Loner. This card's really, really good. And I'm wondering if we need to try to fit red into this deck somewhere, but I don't know, because if we take it, we're almost assuredly being red. We can't try to splash it. It's double red here. So I guess what would be the second option? Something like Syncopate or Siphon Essence. Yeah, I think I'm willing to just ship the red and stay down our Esper path here, because this could really throw... I mean, all of our cards are kind of synergistic with each other in a way, and I think I want to take a card that I'm pretty sure is going to make our deck in Siphon Essence over that card there. So Storm Chaser Drake is really good in the blue-white deck, but unfortunately in the pack 1, we really didn't see anything that told us that this deck was open. But on the other hand, in this pack, there's 0 black cards. So we just have to take a blue card, basically. We could take white, but none of these are super great in blue-white, but Storm Chaser Drake is the best in blue-white. So we'll take that. And of course we see another Bomb Rare and Glorious Sunrise that I don't think we can take. I do like Flame Breather. I like Wolf Strike, Cathars in certain decks. I don't think we can get off of it here. Our deck is too kind of streamlined to really be able to fit something like this in. So we've got another Lunar Rejection or a Heron Blessed Geist, or Arm the Cathars could be good in blue-white with a bunch of flyers. I think I'll take Lunar Rejection here. It hedges between blue-black and blue-white. And it's a decent removal spell. Alright, so we've got Syncopate, another Wretched Throng, or a Lantern Bearer. I'm definitely going to take Lantern Bearer. And look, black is already like completely cut. Like we haven't seen a single black card in this pack at all. That's what I've noticed recently when drafting this set here at this point in the format, is black is just pretty much way overdrafted. There's so many people at the table in black. We got a Bleed Dry, an Edgar's Awakening like 4th pick, and a Blood Fountain late, and I don't think we've seen a single other black card. So we'll take Lantern Bearer. Only black cards, Vampire's Kiss. So I think we'll take Cradle of Safety to go with this blue-white kind of enchantment plan here. I wouldn't mind playing a Shield Basher in this kind of deck. This really helps push through some of that damage. And then there's Dorothea. I think this might be our 4th draft that we've ended up with this. So this tells me blue-white is open. But so far, I don't think we've seen all the right pieces that have been opened at the table for it. It seems to be another theme of this set. Even if you find the right color pair for your seat, if the right cards aren't opened for that color pair, then you're in deep trouble, because we haven't seen... I mean, here's... wow, that is late. I thought black-red was going to be wide open. Or super, super closed from our left. But yeah, here we go. So there's 4 blue... half the cards in this pack are blue and white, but I don't really want to play any of them. I mean, I guess I'll take the Beguiler, but I don't really want it. There's a Scattered Thoughts, which I don't mind playing. It's pretty good in really any blue deck. So here we go again. All these cards, and these are much better. So I'll take our first copy of Syncopate over the second Cradle of Safety here. Yep, and then good, all blue-white cards, but we haven't seen any Kindly Ancestors, any Traveling Ministers, haven't seen any Sigarda's Imprisonments. I mean, we're talking about the best commons in the color pair. We haven't seen any of them, but I think the deck is open. See, this one wheels again. Take an Adamant Will. So, I think we found the open color pair for our seat, but we haven't gotten lucky with the opens. So let's hope pack 3 can give us some of those ancestors, maybe a twin blade Geist, some things like that. Or a cemetery protector, sure. So it's a 4-mana 3/4 flash, which is already great. When it enters the battlefield, exile a card from a graveyard, and whenever you play a land or cast a spell that shares a type with that card, you make a 1/1. We'll go ahead and take that pretty easily here, and look to wheel not much for us. Maybe a statue, but it's probably not going to make it. Maybe a Lancer, but I don't know how good that is in this deck. A Wilds wouldn't be bad, but we're going to go ahead and take Cemetery Protector. Some more Lantern Bearers would be good as well. Yeah, we'll take Wedding Announcement. Seems good to me. Absolutely. It's been a really good card. And goes right inside of a good blue-white deck. Blue-white Flyers is going to be really good with a card like this. We'll be able to pump those Flyers and get them through. A little too late for Necro Duality. Don't think we can move in on that. We have 3 zombies, but yeah, it's a fun card, but I think it's too late for us. We'll take Cradle of Safety for this deck. And just kind of pass on that Mythic Rare there. I got excited when I saw a blue Mythic Rare. I thought it might fit well in our deck, but not in this one. So we aren't quite at the point where we can consider making cuts yet. But there are some cards I would like to cut from here for better ones. So let's hope we can get some of those here. All right, so we've got, let's take a look at our curve here. We've got a lot of 2-drops, which is good, but almost none of them are creatures. So we can do a second Wretched Throng. We can do Vampire Slayer, Scattered Thoughts. Wanderlight Spirit is not awful in a deck like this. I think I actually just want to shore up a 2-drop creature here. Now we have Wretched Throng. I don't think I would mind playing 2. I'd like to get 1 more copy of this. But with 2 of these, couldn't be bad. Oh, okay, so I do want this Wretched Throng to make 3, which is kind of the magic number. But we just can't pass up on one of the best white common in the set, in Traveling Minister here. We're going to go ahead and have to take the Traveling Minister as much as I want that Wretched Throng. Another Storm Chaser Drake is good, but like I mentioned, we don't have many non-creatures we want targeting our own creatures. Like we have, I guess we have double Cradle of Safety and double Nurturing Presence, which is good. Adamant Will, backside of Lantern Bearer. So we do actually have more than I thought. So another Storm Chaser Drake is going to be great for us. I don't think we want to play any of these cards. Maybe Supernatural Rescue, but I don't think so. So we'll just go ahead and take the rare here. Look, I mean, could the deck be more wide open? Look, there's 7 cards and all of them go in our deck. I think we'll take the 3rd Wretched Throng. We could trade these off and get more. But we never saw... We saw a couple of decent cards in our colors, but... no Sigarda's Imprisonments. You know, we saw only 1 Minister, so... We found the right deck, but... Deck didn't seem to be open. Opened at the table, I mean. Cruel Witness is going to be a good pickup for us. I have liked that card quite a bit. Don't think we want to play any of these. Second Scattered Thoughts is good, and I think I might play a Wanderlight Spirit and a Vampire Slayer. Got it back anyway. Okay, so it looks like we kind of got there, but let's see how powerful this deck could actually end up being. So, Cobbled Lancer could be on the chopping block here. I don't mind the rest of these cards, to be honest. Maybe the Spirit. Let's see. And I don't mind all of these either. Probably don't need a second Scattered Thoughts in this deck. We need 4 more cuts. I think we'll go ahead and cut that Lancer. We're down to 15 creatures, which is okay. I want to play both of these and all 3 of these. Maybe the Shield Basher doesn't really work with our plan. Maybe the Wanderlight Spirit, but I think my experience with blue-white is that we want to be winning in the air. With things like 1, 2, 3, Brine Comer, Double Drake, putting Lantern Bearer on something, Dorothea backside, and then protecting them. That's been my experience, so probably don't need double Nurturing Presence, and then maybe we don't need Vampire Slayer if we do already have 3 Throngs here. So that's 13 creatures, not bad. Decent amount of non-creatures, couple of removal, some counter spells, some card draw, a couple of really good rares here. And we'll see if this deck can perform. Let's get these lands back in. I think 17 is right for this. Because we have some card draw, we want to be holding up mana, we want some things in our graveyard and stuff, so 17 seems right, but I'm sure after game 1 or 2, after flooding out, I'm probably going to come back in here and move it to 16. But we'll start here. So as we get into round 1 here, I'd love if you go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel. I got the button up for you up here in the top right. We'll go ahead and get on in, and quick subscribe would certainly help out, and I really hope that you enjoy this sort of content and the frequency of drafts that we've got going here on the channel. I really enjoy bringing you this amount of content that I'm not sure is super rivaled among creators of our level here, so we greatly appreciate it. Awesome, so we've got a pretty good hand here. I think we'll keep it. So we got Lantern Bearer into Stormchaser Drake, and then we can kind of hold up Syncopate or removal from there. Okay, that's pretty good. See if they kill our Drake. I think I'm just gonna counter that while we have the mana up. Okay, so they won't counter our Drake here. Which makes me want to potentially bounce that so that our Drake can survive here. Because all they have to do is tap that at sorcery speed, and this dies. And then we're kind of left with not a lot. They would get another blood token if we bounced it. I'm just going to go ahead and do this now so they can't kill our Drake. We drew another one. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, let's just be mana efficient and then try to bounce that and have to deal with it on the way back down and then probably lose to a mythic rare. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this on Drake. And then we can play this and get the Drake in and then hold up rejection for next turn. They might attack with Henrika. They're probably going to kill the Drake with the Harvester. So I think we need to do this now if we want to get value out of it. Let's get in with the Drake. Okay, so they're going to gain the life so that they can Blood Fountain it back, I guess. Okay. And Fellstinger. Do they sacrifice? No, they don't. Okay. Don't think that's a bad draw. I think we're just going to get in there. And then Dorothea can trade with one of these and the next turn kind of go to town if they don't have removal. So we'll get in there. Play Dorothea. And do we bounce anything now? We could bounce the Harvester, that way they can't get rid of Dorothea. Next turn we'd be hitting them for 8. And they'd be down to 3. And if they kill Dorothea with Harvester, the next turn we can put it on one of these, then we'd still be hitting them for 8, but there's risk with that. I think I'd like to bounce this now so they don't have that option to remove it. Okay. So refusing to get back Henrika. Okay, so we're going to take 5, and then next turn... I think I'm actually going to have to trade here, because we're going to take 5, and then we would be dead next turn on board. But then this gets life. This gets bigger if we trade, so there is that. I think we have to, though. I don't like it, but... Another land. Guess we're just gonna have to do this here. Now they're gonna Blood Tithe Harvester that next turn. And then we're kind of just going to be out of luck here, I think. Okay, so we take 6, go to 7. This would die. They're going to go up to 10. Do we just triple block this so they can get it back? I mean, we're not winning this race. See what we can draw next turn. Makes sense. And then next turn they can just spend this turn getting back Blood Fountain, get back Henrika and the Harvester, and we'll draw another land and probably just lose, I think. So yeah. Yeah, it's hard to win when you get really, really close, and then I think you top deck 4 straight lands, and you can't develop a board. So, looks like we'll be moving to 16, because I'm just tired of this. So I'll get back Harvester and Henrika. Should have done that on their own turn, so they could play Harvester. Yeah, I think this one's over. So we got 10 lands. They're just going to play Henrika, and yeah, we can't. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so let's go to 16 and hope we don't flood anymore. Alright, so we'll cut probably Plains, and then we can add maybe just a Vampire Slayer or a Cobbled Lancer. Probably just the 2-drop here. Yeah, so let's go down to 16. Okay, not a bad hand. We just need Plains to kind of open it up to get Brine Comber down, but we have somewhat of a start here. Okay, I was hoping it wouldn't be Traveling Minister. Okay. Good thing they milled this Hive Arch Shaman. I'm tired of dealing with that card. And there's the Plains. So let's get in there. Okay, so they have Fierce Retribution. Surely they don't use it. Piercing Light. Sure, I don't care about that. And then we'll play Cruel Witness. Hopefully they don't remove it right now. We do have Cradle of Safety to back it up next turn. Okay. Don't care about that. Not an awful draw here, so let's go to combat and get in with the Flyers. And end turn. Sure. Yeah, no blocks. And I think we'll be manning efficient here and just bounce their 5-drop. I don't need that. Okay. Let's get Wedding Announcement going. And I don't think we need Vampire Slayer at this point. We'll play Spirit, and we'll get in there. And we get to draw a card. Yeah, that doesn't bother me. So we've got 5, 6. And that should do it for next turn, I would think, because we can just kind of protect if they try to remove anything. We double protect, I suppose. Well, okay, I was about to say, there are a lot of rares in this format that could potentially get them out of that, but looks like they didn't have it there. At least we avoided the 0-3. So there is that. Let's get on and see if we can get more than one. Not a bad hand here. Do we play Drake or Throng here? This threatens a trade if they don't play a human, and I'm fine trading, so I'm going to do that. And we don't have a lot of things to target this Drake yet, so... Maybe they have Flame Blessed Bolt for it? Nothing, okay. So they have something here. I don't think we need to attack. Could play post-combat Vampire Slayer again to threaten a trade, but they're probably going to remove any creature that we play post-combat, I think. With red-green, I think they can really only have a removal spell. So I'm going to leave this back to threaten that trade. And maybe they bolt it or something. But I'm fine with them using a removal spell on a Retrothron. Okay, they did nothing, so we're going to hold up Siphon Essence now. And there we go. We used our mana and they didn't. And now we can hold up Cemetery Protector or a kicked Lunar Rejection here. So I'm going to do this. And then they're going to likely attack with the Disciple and we can eat it with the Cemetery Protector. They might have a removal spell, but we'll try to... or maybe a combat trick. Now that they left all their mana up, I don't know if I want to block with it. We'll have to see. In fact, I may not want to because we can exile the villager and then make 2 1/1s next turn, assuming it doesn't die to like Rending Flame or something. They're getting priority. They have some sort of instant, so I'm actually going to give it a turn here. Let's hope he still survives. He does. Okay, good. So let's just let's get that value off of the 1/1. And then do it again. Guess we'll get in there. We'll strike. Yeah, okay. Cloaked Cadet, we can just bounce that. Yeah, let's just go ahead and bounce the Cloaked Cadet here. And then we'll get in like this. They probably have to trade, I would think. Yeah. So 5, 6, 7. So not quite lethal next turn. We do have Nurturing Presence. If we draw a land here, then we win. So if we draw a land, we can kick this and play Nurturing Presence. So we could get rid of the Storm Chaser Drake to try to ensure that, but I think we're ahead enough we don't need to get rid of that. Okay, so unfortunately no land. So we can still just bounce this, put them to 1, and then they're basically dead next turn. I suppose we had another shot at a land. I should have tapped differently. Because if we had drawn, if we left up a white and drew any land, Nurturing Presence would have been lethal. So, alright, well that worked out. Turns out 16 might be correct for this deck. Who knows? 17 looked to be too much. 16 has worked out for us so far. So, and then just as I say that, we draw a hand here that doesn't do anything. We need exactly blue. If we don't get it, we can't do anything. Yeah, we are on the draw though, so I suppose I'll go ahead and keep it. Not a good turn 1 to see from our opponent there. Okay. Alright. So this is the sort of deck where Wanderlight Spirit's going to be awful. Because it can't block any of their creatures at all. Resolves. There's the blue. Alright, so I guess we have to play Dorothea because this doesn't do anything. Still not great on this board though, because we don't really want to trade it with any of these. We might have to though, just to like kind of survive. Yeah, let's do it just to make sure we don't take much more than we already are. And we can hopefully try to stabilize in future turns. See what they do here on turn 4. Okay. We're gonna hold up Syncopate or Scattered Thoughts while taking 6, I guess. Can I interest you in some lands? Okay, so I guess we're just going to play a 2-drop here. They're probably going to try to remove it. And then do we protect it with Cradle of Safety? Oh, they don't do anything. Okay. So we take 4? 5? So they could have removal to blow us out here. Probably needed to block the Stinger if I was going to go for this. But I think we're just so far behind at this point that it really doesn't matter what we do. We're just going to go ahead and counter that because we can. Okay, well at least this is something that can make us not die. So we're going to hold that up, plus Adamant Will or Cradle of Safety. And see if we can survive. We'll exile the wolf here. Go to blockers. I think we need to... They would have removed it if they had the removal prior to blocks. So that tells me that one of these is going to be open. So I'm going to go with Adamant Will. Hopefully. Okay, so that worked out. Alright, Weaver of Blossoms into Ceremonial Knife. So we're dead to Ceremonial Knife on the Wolf Rider. But we can just play 2 creatures to get 2 1/1s, which is I think what we have to do. So we definitely need to play Storm Chaser because this can block. And if we do this, we're basically just playing this to get another 1/1. Not holding up Cradle. I think we need to do that because we're at 2 here. And if they had removal, they would have used it already. Maybe now they have Lacerate Flesh? No. A lot of Cloaked Cadets in this draft today. So another blue. So let's go 1, 2, 3. We can hold up Cradle. So this can't block anyway, so we gotta get in with it. So we're still not dead. It's close, but we're not dead. Theoretically, they could knife up the Wolf Rider, attack with everything, but we would have 4 blockers to their 3+ menace, so 4 attackers, kind of. Okay, that means we're dead next turn if we don't draw a creature. We did not draw a creature. So we can get in for 6, 7, 8 right now. Yeah, we're just going to have to bluff. They may not go for it because we could blow them out and possibly win on the backswing if they go for all attacks. But if they knife up the Wolf Rider and attack with everything, then we lose. We could Storm Chaser Drake, do this on Storm Chaser Drake now to try to find a creature to help us not lose. We have double Lunar Rejection in our deck that can help us on this board. And we have like 3 chances to find it if we want to double up Drake here. So I don't even think they're going to go for it. Because if they do, and then we blow them out, they're dead on the backswing. Okay, so we are able to draw a card. It's another land. Resolves. Oh no. That probably does it. Yeah, I think we're dead now. See if they get in with everything. Yep. Let's try to draw a card. Lantern Bear won't do it. So yeah. Couldn't quite get there. We were really, really close. It was down to that turn. But just drew basically one too many lands and not enough creatures. So pretty good hand here. We have played against a lot of green decks here in this draft. In fact, they might have been all green decks, to be honest. That sucks. Okay. Doesn't have a reach, does it? Nope. So we'll get in. We'll play Vampire Slayer. And maybe we try to Adamant Will, but if they get priority... Okay. I don't think they got priority, did they? Let's pass to blockers. They didn't, so that's good. Alright, they have a 4/4. We have another land. It'll go to Knight. It's not good when we're playing against a green deck. Undying Malice, maybe? Little small ball on this board. We're just going to take 6 again. Yeah, looks like they have Undying Malice. So if we attack like this, we're taking 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on the backswing, so we can't do that. But if we attack like this, they're going to 5. So we could block here and take 6, 7, 8, 9 next turn. This does have training, so actually we'd be taking 10. Okay. Alright, so we'll trade here, and then we have to trade as well, so we don't die, technically. Okay. So we have to win next turn. I don't see a way to do that. Yeah, now I definitely don't see a way to do that. We'll draw another land. So if we play the Wretched Throng, And then we pump this and attack. We die because they have enough, so we can't even do that. So let's gain a life, and then we'll have to triple jump. Nope, can't even do that. Nope. Misclick. Alright. Whatever. We weren't winning that one anyway. So, you know, 2 and 3 is the theme of the channel. I think we've had, like, literal 15 2 and 3 drafts in this format, which is why my gem and coin total is rapidly depleting, because the difference between, like I mentioned last time, difference between 2 and 3 and 3 is huge. So, hope you enjoyed another 2 and 3 draft. That'll do it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow for your daily draft.